Okay, so here is an example of a 5th grade story from last year's STAR test. And I want to give you some examples of how you can help your students with using their Franklin Dictionary along with their assessments or passages that they're reading in class, and how it could possibly help them to get some of the answers correct. So as they're reading, of course, they would be reading and they may come to a word that they do not know as they're reading. The word companion is a pretty big word. They may not know what that is. So they would take their Franklin Dictionary, turn it on, and they would enter the word
C-O-M.
And they may want to put their finger underneath it so they don't lose their place.
A-N-I-O-N.
They would hit speak.
Companion.
Oh, the word companion. So then they could keep reading. However, if they don't know what the word companion means, this would be a great time for them to hit enter so that it will give them the definition.
Companion. A friend. Noun.
So it tells them that it's a noun and that it means a friend. I am the proud friend of a wonderful dog. So it will help them understand what the story is about. They would continue to do that as they go down with words that they don't know what they are or don't know what they mean. They may be able to say the word, but they don't understand the meaning of it. Especially on words that are underlined, this would be a great thing because you know that they're going to be asking a question in your questions, in the question part of the test, that you know they're going to ask, what does this word mean? Or something about the meaning of it. So this is a great one for them to enter into their Franklin Dictionary. So they would push clear and they would type in this word.
M-I-N-I-M-I-V-E.
It's going to give them the definition. Nope, sorry, wrong one. They're going to hit speak.
Minimize. To make as small as possible. Verb.
So it's going to tell them that it means to make as small as. So this would make as small the cost to the town. So it's telling them and helping them to understand what that means. And we'll see what it looks like in the question in the story. All right, so we're going to go to our questions. So the first one, what is the author's primary purpose in the writing? What is the author's primary purpose in writing the letter? So they may not understand what the word purpose is. That's another example where they could enter it into their Franklin Dictionary to find out what it is. To explain, to share, to suggest. If they don't know what suggest means, they can enter that into their Franklin Dictionary and find out. Convince. If they don't know what that means, again, they could use their Franklin Dictionary to help them understand these purposes that an author might be writing the story for. The next question, here's our word minimize. The word minimize in paragraph 6 means if they were to look up the definition to make as small as, they could look to see encourage to take action. That's not making small as. Reduce. Yeah, that might be. Change on a regular basis. That's not making as small as. Settle. That's not making as small as. So that basically, using the Franklin Dictionary is actually going to help them get this answer correct. And they won't have to do very much guessing on what they think it might mean. How does the author try to convince people that the entire community will benefit from a dog park? Again, if they don't know the word convince, what does that mean? It's going to help them understand what this question is meaning. And it's going to make their chances of getting this question right a lot higher. So there are some questions that it may not help a whole lot with getting the exact answer. But if they don't understand words that are in the question, it definitely is going to help them increase their chances of getting it correct. But not all questions will you use the electronic dictionary for. I would suggest sitting with your group of kids that are dyslexic that have their Franklin dictionaries, and maybe on a 3-week test or a 6 weeks test, sitting with them and talking to them about which word could they look up. Maybe even after they've done the test, going back to the questions that they got wrong and being able to go back and see if the Franklin Dictionary could have helped them get that question correct. So here is a 3rd grade example. So again, this is a play. Again, you can use it just the same way if there's words that you do not know. Specifically, you want to look up words that are underlined because there's going to be a question about that in the questioning part. Here is the question. The word clinch in paragraph 25 refers to something that is cinch. The word cinch in paragraph 25 refers to something that is. So we could take the dictionary, look up the word cinch,
C-I-N-C-H,
hit enter, hit speak.
cinch, something easy. A belt or rope for tightening. Noun.
So question is asking, what is the word cinch referring to? First answer is easy. So right there is going to give them the answer, and they don't have to worry about not understanding what that word means. They have the help here, and they'll be able to answer that question correctly. So these are just a few of the ways that you can use the Franklin Dictionary to help them during assessments, as well as classwork when they're working on comprehension of a story with questions and answers.